whether you're a new gardener or a seasoned gardener, well-seasoned gardener, and maybe this is your first time starting seeds, or maybe you haven't had success with seed starts in the past, a lot of it can come down to what you're starting your seeds in. So you want to look for what would be good in a nice potting soil mix or a seed starting mix. And also, can you start your seeds in compost? These are all very common questions. So one thing that is in a good seed starting mix is organic material, and this is our seed starting mix. We didn't mix this. We buy this from a local garden center, and it is composed of regionally formulated from organic materials. So things such as peat moss, sphagnum peat moss, horticulture vermiculite, horticulture perlite, limestone, gypsum, a wetting agent, and then an extended release fertilizer. And this is all from locally sourced regional ingredients. So that's what's in a good seed starting mix or a potting soil mix. So you have your organic matter, which a lot of times is just derived from some sort of compost, like a leaf compost or a plant-based compost. And then also peat moss. Peat moss helps retain a lot of moisture. And then there's vermiculite or perlite or both. And what those do, those are those little white styrofoam looking deals. And what those do is they help aerate the soil and keep it nice and light. And that's what's important when you're starting seeds, is you want a nice light soil, because those seeds are very small. Well, some are smaller than others, but most are pretty small, and they need something kind of fluffy to get themselves started and to get those roots going, to get that seed to open up and those roots to penetrate into the seed starting mix. So you can start your seeds in compost, and that is okay. We've done this plenty of times, and this is a nice compost. One thing is that there are some large pieces of, I don't know if this is pine bark or pine chips, whatever, that can be a little bit cautionary if you're going to start seeds in it, because a small seed might not be able to work its way around those larger chunks. But if you're growing in, if you're transferring your seedlings into this, whether it be a raised bed or a container, it'll be okay. So in a seed starting mix, you want to avoid things like this pine bark. You want to keep it, something that's nice, light, and fluffy. So you can go to your local garden center. There's a lot of seed starting mixes there. The most important thing, I think, is definitely knowing what's in it, looking for anything you might not want in it, whether that be some sort of harsh chemicals, think in regards to how you are growing, and then making sure you have a slow release fertilizer, and definitely just something like this perlite or vermiculite. So you don't have to make your own seed starting mix. There's plenty of options out there. I would try to keep it local, so a regional one if you can. But otherwise, if you have like a ton of compost that you have left over from maybe last year, you can start seasoning that as well. But I would definitely stick with some sort of potting soil seed starting mix. Now, since these are both made out of organic material, you are going to get soil gnats, and there's a couple ways that you can deal with the soil gnats. One is you can sprinkle cinnamon on top of your seedlings or on top of your seed starts. Or you can also, if the soil gnats come and you don't have any cinnamon or you forget, you can make like a little hot tub for them, and you take a shallow dish, you put some water and apple cider vinegar in there, stir it up, a few drops of dish soap, stir it up, and those soil gnats will get attracted to it. They don't stick around long. Some people bake their soil. We don't do that. We just do the cinnamon trick or the little soil gnat hot tub. For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.